Hey guys, it's Rachel here. I recently uploaded some photos of this modern farmhouse that we built on the Gold Coast, and I've had lots of queries asking for photos or some information of the inside. So I thought I'd put together this little video. I'll show you the floor plan and a virtual walkthrough of the house. So I hope that's useful for you. Also, if I could please request you to like and subscribe to this channel just to keep us going with this channel, and also if you have any comments or questions, please just comment below. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so we'll walk through the house. I've got both the floor plan here as well as this sort of virtual walkthrough, which my friend Daniel from Virtual Inspections has done for me. So let's start at the front here. So here's the front porch. And so here it is here. We did 140mm spotted gum on the front porch. I like to use spotted gum rather than Merbau because it throws more of a brown, whereas I find the Merbau throws a red. And I like using the 140mm wide board as well because it just looks a bit more high spec, I guess. The ground level here, to conform with the rules done here at Coomera, we had to have the ground level as brick. Generally, I hate the look of brick, so we've done a brick, and I got the brickies to kind of do like a bit of a rough job. And then we've done a bagged render over it. And that's because I wanted to kind of create that more authentic rustic brick look rather than it being too perfectly uniform. And so I'm actually really happy with how that's come up. You can't see it too clearly here, but it's a really nice brick effect. And all the posts on the front of the house we left as exposed timber, just because I was trying to create that modern farmhouse look. The garage door here is kind of a real feature of the house, and it was a tricky kind of a thing to coordinate because there's no such thing. There's no suppliers or contractors that do anything like this in Brisbane, and so I really had to coordinate this myself. And so I got a timber joiner to supply me with some Western red cedar, and it was sort of cut into panels in his timber joinery factory. And then I just contacted a garage door supplier. I think it was maybe Centurion Garage Doors, and they manufactured the steel frame. And so then I was really trying to coordinate these two trades together to get these Western red cedar panels on this steel frame. And that was just about one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, to try and coordinate that. I don't know if I'll be able to ever do it again. It was so hard, and also no one wanted to sort of take responsibility for it in the end, so it was a really tricky thing to pull off. But I love how it's come together at the end. And then we put some really high quality Sikkens protector over the top of it as well. This pergola over here is both aesthetic and structural, kind of to reinforce this across the top of the garage. We use this big timber beam, so it was kind of structural, but then it kind of functioned as a pole plate to build this decorative pergola off as well. So the pergola is sort of to disguise this big timber beam. So it's both structural and aesthetic, but I just love having that pergola there. And you can see that we're growing up some star jasmine up here, which will then eventually grow across there as well. There's more star jasmine just here as well, because on the plans it said that we needed to put a downpipe there. But I hate downpipes. I think they're so ugly, especially right at the front entry. And so we've actually done a chain. You can't see it now because the jasmine has grown over, but there's actually just a big chunky chain running from here down into the garden, which functions as a downpipe. It's only carrying a small roof load just from this little roof up here. So it wasn't a huge amount of roof that it was carrying, so we were able to get away with that. And then it's hidden by this jasmine, and so it just functions beautifully and looks so much nicer than a downpipe would. And this little mailbox I love. My husband built that. It's a little custom mailbox. I just sort of sketched up something basic, and then Simon went ahead and built that. And then the little mailbox itself is just a little cheapie from Bunnings. And just a lawn at the front with these cute 1 meter by 500 charcoal stepping stones. The driveway is actually exposed aggregate, which I would never normally do. I like to do, like a cobblestone look with stencilcrete, but it just worked here. This charcoal aggregate just happened to work here. It's got a bit more of a coastal vibe, and it sort of just happened to suit this particular house. And it's a little bit cheaper than the Central Creek, so I went with it in this case. Okay, back to the floor plan. So that's the front porch. Now coming into the hallway and then into the laundry, I'll show you in there. Coming in the front door. The front door as well, I'll put up a picture of that. I got this custom made on my timber joiner. It's just oversized, it's very tall, I think maybe 25 or 2600 high. I like that it's quite simple in its design, but it's also different to all the other houses on the street. And also just this silver handle here is really quite more modern than I would normally do, but again, it suits the modern farmhouse style. Inside here, I've lined all of the walls with this VJ, and that's something that I tend to do in a lot of my projects. And I lay it horizontally rather than vertically. It's laid vertically in a lot of the colonial Queenslanders, but I lay it horizontally because it's more of a slimline, sleek, modern, coastal look, which is what I was trying to achieve with this home. And again, the floors, I've never done this before. Again, I would normally do timber floors, but here we've done, it's actually not polished concrete. It's like a poured resin. So it was the normal structural slab of the house, which was just poured in normal concrete. And then at the end of the job, we just poured over, it's like 1 or 2, maybe 3 mil thick of this poured resin that gets poured over the top. And then they use their blades to kind of spread it out, and their blades sort of burnish the concrete to kind of give it a sort of multi-dimensional look, I guess. So it's not just a flat concrete color, it's sort of darker in spots and lighter in spots and a bit burnt looking. And you can pick whichever color you want. This was the only color that I would have ever gone for. It's like this charcoal color. There was all array of colors, but this was the only one that sort of would have worked in my opinion. And then, through to the laundry. In here, I love the laundry. Again, it's a combination of modern and classic, and very, very practical. And it's because it's sort of near the front door, I wanted it to look beautiful. And so, yes, got my cabinet maker to build all of this. These handles, they're just the standard handles that are quite, they're not too expensive because they were just the stainless steel ones. And then I had them painted black. I think I actually took them to a 2-packer in this instance rather than just spray painting them. I can't remember the reasoning for that. Maybe I didn't have time to do it myself. But anyway, I couldn't find any in black at the time, so I just painted these ones black. And this in here is just a laminate. It's not real timber, but it's a really lovely laminate that I tend to use a lot. It's called Arlington Oak by Egger. I like it because it's sort of got a bit of a texture to it. It doesn't feel perfectly smooth, so it does look like genuine timber. And this is the same. These open shelves are the same, and these these shelves, I got these from H&G Designs. I often get my brackets from those guys on the Sunshine Coast. These drawers here, 1, 2, 3, are actually big, large pull-out drawers for your all your laundry. So I suppose your colours, your blacks and your whites, I suppose. And then over the other side, this is where your washing machine and your dryer and the sink is. So of course, because you sort of walk in the front door, you walk up the hallway and you look into the laundry, I wanted to put the beautiful side here and then sort of tuck the washing machine away out of sight. So you actually have to physically walk in to the laundry to see that. It's not a nice thing to have to look at that when you walk in the front door of a house. Going back, I'll go back to the floor plan. So that was the laundry. I actually don't have any professional photos of this guest bedroom because it wasn't styled at the time of photography. So I'll show you now some photos of us building it, because I do love this room because it's actually got a raked ceiling, all exposed rafters. So here's some photos of it getting built, but yeah, sorry I don't have any finished staged photos. And the toilet as well, I really love how we've done this toilet. Again, I wanted to make the toilet something special just because it is the main guest toilet for the house, and also you see it straight away when you walk in the front door. So I'll go back to that. Okay, so this wasn't actually styled on the day that we did this. We didn't get a chance to photograph this room on the day, and so I didn't get a chance to style it. But Daniel still came in here to do the virtual inspection. So ignore the styling. But yeah, I do love it because we've done this in-wall toilet cistern here. So the cistern is hidden behind this really lovely sort of back feature panel here, I guess, which creates this nice shelf as well. And this was just my cabinet maker built that, and then I took it to my 2-packer to paint it that charcoal color. I think from memory it was either Dulux Monument or Dulux Domino for that. And then we've used these hex tiles up above here and these handmade subway tiles there. And again, sorry I don't have any professional photos to show you the mirror. It's just a really lovely little mirror. The one I use a lot, it's just from Kmart. I think it was maybe $20 or $30. When they were selling them at Kmart, I bought a whole stack of them because I think they're really, really great. And all of the doors, the internal doors in this place as well, again, you can't see it very clearly here, but they're oversized, 2400 high, and they were built by my cabinet maker. And so yeah, then painted Dulux Monument. Back to the floor plan. So we're going up here now through to the kitchen, living and dining area. You will see the staircase as we sort of walk through here, but again, on the photo shoot day, we only shot the ground level, and we didn't get to the stairs. So you only see a little bit of a glimpse of them as we're walking through. But the stairs are one of my favorite features of the house, and hopefully soon I'll be able to get some professional photos of those to show you. Oh, so here's the stairs here. And I love it because I've used this, what do you call it? Totally having a mind blank. This seagrass, is that what it's called? The seagrass carpet. I really, really love it. I think if you're going to use seagrass carpet anywhere, using it on a staircase is fantastic because it's, you know, it's obviously a bit rougher than your normal wool carpet. But yeah, in a staircase scenario, you know, it's great because it's hard wearing, looks just beautiful, looks really coastal and suits this house. And when it's sort of square set here up against this horizontal VJ, I just really love the look. And we'll go up a little bit higher. It's got the timber landings, and now I just really want to show you this balustrading because this is something that my husband is very, very proud of because he built all of this. This took my husband forever to build this because I basically gave him an impossible task to get this built the way that I wanted. We were using 50mm flat bar. Sorry, just ignore that room up there. It was never staged or styled properly for the photos, but yeah, here you go. You can kind of see it. Not a very good angle, but it really does look lovely. But the problem was that I asked Simon to build it out of 50mm flat bar. And it just was so hard to work with, but that's kind of the look that I was going for. And so it took him many, many, many hours. I would even say hundreds of hours. I don't even think I'm exaggerating when I say that. And he is not a carpenter or a welder. He's a engineer for Boeing Defense, so this is not his day job at all. He just kind of figured out how to do it himself, and he's done a great job. It's fully compliant, passed certification, looks beautiful. I just love the sleek nature of it, and I think it really works well in a modern farmhouse setting. Oh, I should also mention, yes, that this house is 3 stories, so it goes all the way up. I just can't express enough how much work went into building that balustrading. Up here is the kids' playroom. I love this wallpaper on here. It was from Firm Living, I think, the wallpaper, and it's charcoal with this really fine, bold line geometric pattern on it. We didn't photograph this level on the day, and it hasn't been staged or styled, obviously, here, but we'll get to that one day. So, going back downstairs again. Hey, pup. So yeah, there's the door that goes through to that guest bedroom with the raked ceiling. And through here is the garage. So back down the hallway. I'll just flick across to the floor plan again so you can see where we're at. So I was currently just standing right here, and yeah, we're about to go into this area here. I do not have any footage or photos of the kids' playroom because again, that room was not styled or staged on the day of the photo shoot. It's in through there, the playroom is in through there, and you can see this beautiful barn door again, which Simon built. This was made out of Western red cedar, this door. Possibly it was leftover Western red cedar from the garage door. I can't remember where it was sourced from, but it's possible that it was left over from something. Yeah, then Simon put this black frame around it out of flat bar steel, and yes, the barn door track, which I use a lot all the time as well. So here we go through to the kitchen. Here's the kitchen here, and I really do love this kitchen because I think it's just a bit different to what I would normally do. Actually, I find the whole house in general is just a little bit different to what I would normally do, but I really do love it. Yeah, again, same story with all of these handles. They were just the stainless steel ones, which I had painted. It's the classic shaker style panels on all of the doors and drawers, which I do a lot. And this is the smart stone. I will tag the particular stone color it was. I can't remember off the top of my head. This wall along here I really do love this. This exposed brick wall. They're actually not full bricks. They are old recycled bricks that have been ripped down to about 20 mil thick. And then the contractor, he actually screws onto the gyprock wall, he screws on some aluminium tracks. And then basically these 20 mil ripped down bricks slip into the aluminium tracks. So the track just kind of, it's like a little rack, I guess. The bricks just sort of sit on the little racks. And so they're not kind of glued on in the traditional sense. And then once they're all there, then we just put in some mortar. And then you can't even tell they're not solid bricks. I don't know if you can tell, but I specified to have the bricks kind of irregular. So here we've used a normal brick stack pattern. Say there's 3 rows, 1, 2, 3 rows of normal brick stack. And then here you can see we've used the half bricks. So they're not full bricks there. And then there's 3 more rows there, and then the little half bricks. So again, it creates that irregular look, like it's more of an authentic old, brick wall. But I love how that's come together. I think these bricks came from maybe down from Sydney or Melbourne. We shipped them up. Yeah, beautiful big black oven and range hood from Smeg, which I think you just had to have black in this house. I think it looks lovely. And the open shelves here I think are really nice as well. I don't know if I can show this clearly, but these huge charcoal doors here, this one here, when you open that, it actually leads through to the underside of the staircase. So you can actually open that door, walk into a room which takes you to underneath the staircase there, which is really fabulous, just for extra storage for, for paint tins and other bits and pieces that you kind of want out of sight. But I just want to show this overall cabinetry here because it goes full floor to ceiling, and I think looks just beautiful. And this was painted in Dulux Domino, I think, or maybe it was a Sherwin-Williams color. Yes it was Sherwin-Williams peppercorn. Okay, let's go through to the pantry now. So this sink here, by the way, is a second sink. The main sink is in the pantry. So this sink here would be for, just for rinsing your mugs or whatever, small tasks like that. Your main utilitarian sink is in here in the pantry. Here it is here. So the fridge is in here in the pantry. I tend to do that a lot. I do see that done by a lot of builders, keeping the fridge in the pantry because fridges are quite ugly. So, and as long as the pantry is right there where you are sort of working and cooking in your kitchen, as long as it's pretty accessible, then I think it's totally fine to put the fridge in the pantry out of sight. Big sink and your dishwasher, and there's all bins and whatnot underneath these cupboards, and underneath here's all wire racks as well, pull out larders for all of your I don't know, all your additional food and your saucepans and whatnot. And then yeah, open shelves. I think if you've got open shelves, you generally kind of have to keep them looking pretty tidy. And I've obviously staged this for the purpose of the photos. But there's no reason why you couldn't keep it looking like this on a day-to-day basis. So through to the dining room and the lounge room. I'll actually make a separate YouTube video on this wall here because I love this wall because it was so cost effective to do. This is all from IKEA and this is just timber paneling on the wall. So I'll make a separate YouTube video to show you how I've done that. This dining table is from IKEA. I've used it a lot. I love it because it's just so huge and farmhousey and really suits these styles of houses, but is so affordable. And again, my client sourced these bentwood chairs herself, and she recovered them herself as well. And yeah, huge lounge room there, lots of storage through here, and then it goes out to the back deck. It's beautiful out here because it's right on the water, and they've got a pontoon down there as well. So yeah, it's a great area to sit out here. We've got these large 600 by 600 charcoal floor tiles here. Actually, a little story with these posts. This is actually a 100 by 100 mil steel post underneath that, but because I think steel posts are so daggy and cheap looking, we actually clad them. Rotate. We clad them in some FC sheeting and put these corner stops on there to give it that kind of chunky post look. And then out here in the backyards, we've turfed it and done some landscaping across here. These old posts, I'll show you through some photos of those. I love them because they're actually from my cousin's farm, some old fence posts that I pinched from her farm, and we concreted them in here, and then we got some old farmer's rope, and I've done this before at another project as well. I'm going to put this between these posts again because it's just some decorative balustrading, I guess. Obviously it's not functional, it's just a decorative thing for looks. But yeah, so that's basically a walkthrough of the ground level of the house. Hope you found that interesting, and sorry, I'll have to do the top 2 levels another day.